Chair of the Select Committee, Dame Harriett Baldwin.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker, the former chair. I think you'll find, but appreciate having the chance to say a couple of additional points, because my right honourable friend set out an extensive case this afternoon. I just want to mention the fact that on the budget speech I made right after the budget, I mentioned that shenanigans had happened with regard to this budget, and I think we are beginning to find out a bit more about what those shenanigans were. The Office for Budget Responsibility has published a full analysis of what the error was that led to them publishing the budget before it was delivered by the Chancellor. And on the 1st of December, the Chair of the Office for Budget Responsibility rightly resigned for that technical breach. And I think he showed real leadership, and I would like to thank him for his service. But it has distracted us from a much more serious breach that happened, and we heard clarified from the Chancellor this morning in evidence to the Treasury Select Committee that there are two categories of leaks apparently from the Treasury. There are authorised leaks and there are unauthorised leaks. And I think we're going to hear a report from the Permanent Secretary about what were the unauthorised leaks, but I think those authorised leaks also need to be focused on, because let's face it, this all started in the run-up to the general election, when the Chancellor promised many times not to raise taxes, and then in what I think was probably one of the greatest robberies since Ronnie Biggs and the Great Train Robbery, actually managed in her first budget to increase taxes by £40 billion a year, and then in this recent budget increased taxes by a further £26 billion a year. I'd love to, but I'm going to try and really race through what I'm saying. And I think that we can see that there's a track record there of saying one thing and then doing another. And now what we see is a revealed preference from our Chancellor, a revealed preference for tax hikes. She wasn't able to deliver the welfare reforms she was seeking. She hasn't been able to deliver much in the way of savings from any government department, and so she's always going to go for tax hikes. We've now seen that in her behaviour, despite her assurances to the contrary. And so I just want to point out how damaging that has been to the British economy, to decision makers in the British economy, that there has been all this speculation. These authorised leaks have led to changes in behaviour across the UK economy. People have made real-world, real-life decisions. And now we know, Madam Deputy Speaker, that at every fiscal event during this Parliament, the Chancellor will have a default position to tax more, to tax your home more, to tax your car more, to tax your pension more, to tax your savings more, to tax your job, to tax the farm you want to pass on to your children, to tax anything that she can justify. And I think that that's really the lasting legacy of this period of shenanigans, this period of selective leaking, this period of manipulating behaviour. And I believe it's done lasting damage to our Chancellor, and we are right to be condemning her conduct today.